Now very good morning to all of you. Now coming to the lab point of view. Now this is first microwave test bench. Before entering into your lab, you have to know the components, that is test bench, right? What are the different components that are used in the lab? You have to know, right? Now the first, any experiment in your microwave lab is done with your microwave test bench, right? All the experiments in your microwave lab are done with this test bench. Now this is your test bench, microwave test bench. Now this contains first signal generator, right? First you have to generate a microwave signal, that is generated by signal generator, now followed by isolator, now followed by variable precision attenuator, now followed by variable flap attenuator, followed by frequency meter. Now this is connected to slotted line, right? This is called as slotted line, and the upper part of the slotted line we call it as tunable probe, and this is connected to standing wave ratio meter through a probe, crystal detector probe. That probe we call it as crystal detector probe, and this slotted line is connected to crystal detector mount, and this total test bench is terminated with some load, that we call it as termination, right? Now this is about the microwave test bench. In your lab experiment, right, whatever the experiment that you are doing, the total experiment contains this device, right? It contains this test bench. Now this total microwave test bench, right, the experiment you will do with on this test bench only, right? On this test bench only. Now let me briefly explain what is what, right? Now coming to microwave test bench, what is first part? You have signal generator, right? Now the signal generator, first part you have it as signal generator. Now this signal generator, now it generates the microwave signal. The name itself indicates signal generator. Now it generates a microwave signal in the order of milliwatts, power in the order of few milliwatts, right? That is power in the order of few milliwatts power, and this uses the concept of velocity modulation. The signal generator, this uses the concept of velocity modulation. What is velocity modulation? That I will say now. Now this uses the technique of velocity modulation to transfer the generated wave into milliwatts power, right? Now you have microwave test bench, right? You have microwave test bench. On this test bench only you will perform different experiments in your lab, right? And this test bench we call it as, one is klystron. Now based on the signal generation, right, signal is generated either through klystron power supply, and another one is gun power supply, right? Now this test bench is classified. You will have two different types of test benches. One is based on your power supply. You can generate the microwave signal using klystron power supply. This is a meter. I will show it now. The real time microwave test bench, I will show it now. Now based on this, see, first you have to generate a microwave signal. Now in order to generate a microwave signal, you have to use some power supply. Now that power supply, either you can use klystron power supply or gun power supply. In your lab these two power supplies are available. Now klystron power supply, 5 test benches are available, and similarly gun power supply, 5 test benches are available in our lab, right? Now first, under microwave test bench, first contains a signal generator, right? Now this signal generator, you can generate a signal either using klystron power supply or using gun power supply, right? First it contains a signal generator. First you have to generate a microwave signal, right? Now you have to generate a microwave signal. Now you can generate a microwave signal using klystron power supply, or you can use a gun power supply. Now using this power supply you will generate microwave signal, right? Now we will generate a high frequency signal using klystron power supply or gun power supply. Now what happened? This is a continuous signal, right? Now this continuous signal has converted into milliwatts of power. Continuous beam is converted into milliwatts of power using a concept called velocity of modulation, right? Using a concept called velocity of modulation, right? Now See, as I have said, klystron power supply, gun power supply. Using this power supplies, you will generate a microwave signal, and that once the signal is generated, now using a technique called velocity modulation, right? It is used to transfer the continuous wave beam into milliwatt power, right? This continuous wave beam into milliwatt power. Either it will generate continuous wave or it will generate a square wave. Normally frequency at 1 kilohertz, right? It is generated at a frequency of 1 kilohertz. Now this power supply, either it will generate a continuous wave or it will generate a square wave, right? And at a frequency of 1 kilohertz. And this uses a concept called velocity modulation, in order to transfer this continuous wave. Either it will generate continuous wave or it will generate a square wave. In order to transfer this continuous wave or square wave into a milliwatt power, we will use a concept called velocity of modulation. Now modulation is nothing but changing in parameter. Now coming to velocity of modulation, see klystron. Now if we consider klystron power supply, now this contains a electron gun. I am briefly explaining, right, and I will explain in detail while explaining about klystron oscillator. You will have two cavity klystron, multi-cavity klystron, and another one is klystron oscillator. Klystron tubes you will have. Now two cavity and multi-cavity are amplifiers, and klystron oscillator you have, that we call it as reflex klystron. Two cavity klystron, multi-cavity klystron are amplifiers, and you have reflex klystron, that is also there under your experiment, that is characteristics of reflex klystron. Now that is used as oscillator, right? Now this klystron tube contains a electron gun, right? Now what it will do, it will generate beam of electron, that is continuous beam of electrons are generated, that is streams of electrons are generated from this electron gun. Now among this continuous beam of electron, we will consider three types of electron. One is early electron and another one is reference electron. ER is nothing but reference electron, EE is nothing but early electron, and EL is nothing but late electron, right? Now as electron, it will contain some grid, right? It will contain some grid, and these electrons are to be passed through this grid, right? Now based on this, as this is passing through the grid, now this particular electron velocities will vary, right? Now this changes in the velocity of these electrons, right? The changes in the velocity, variation in the velocity of this beam of electrons. Now this is variation is usually by the grids through which the beam must pass, right? It will contain some electrodes like cathode or anode, it has to pass through it, and you will have repeller electrode also, right? You will have a repeller electrode, right? It will contain some grid, right? Now that this beam of electron has to pass through that grid. Now because of that passing through the grid, the velocity of these electrons will changes, right? Now the velocity of modulation is nothing but variation in the velocity of the electron, and this variation is caused usually because the between the grids through which beam must pass. Velocity modulation is nothing but changes in the variations of the electron, right? Now these electrons, now this is how the velocity of modulation concept is there. Now you, based on this concept, whatever the signal, microwave signal that is generated from your klystron power supply, right, either it is continuous wave or it is a square wave, now using this concept of velocity modulation, now that is converted to a millibeam into a milliwatt power, right? Now this is about the first block, that is signal generator. It will generate a signal, the name itself indicates signal generator, and you can generate a microwave signal using klystron power supply or gun power supply, right? In our lab 5 klystron test benches are available and 5 gun test benches are available, right? Now once the signal is generated, now that has to be it will use the concept of velocity of modulation. Velocity of modulation is nothing but variation in the velocity of the electron, and this variation will causes usually because of the applied voltage signal, right? This velocity, because of the way this variation is usually by the voltage signal applied, right? Now this we call it as velocity of the modulation. Now using this concept, the continuous wave or it will generate a continuous wave or a square wave at a frequency of 1 kilohertz, right? Normally at a frequency of 1 kilohertz, and those are converted into a power, milliwatt power. That signal is converted into a milliwatt power. And next block you have it as isolator, right? Next block you have it as a isolator. Now what it will do, isolator? Now it is a two-port device. Isolator is a two-port device, port 1 and port 2, right? Now you can transfer the microwave signal in this direction is possible, and you can transfer the microwave signal in this direction, right? Now this is called as forward direction, and this is called as reverse direction. Now coming to isolator, now what is its property, right? What is its property? See, it is port 1 and port 2, and this is called forward direction, right? Now isolator, it will allow the microwave signal to pass through it in forward direction only. In backward direction it will block the signal, right? Now why it block the signal? You have to go for the structure of isolator, right? You have to go for the structure of isolator. That that I will say while explaining. You have a experiment on isolator also, characteristics of isolator, that is scattering parameters of isolator. Now that I will say while explaining about the device of isolator. Now for now just remember what is its property. Now isolator is a two-port device, right? Isolator is a two-port device. Now this is called forward direction and this is called backward direction. Now it will allow the microwave signal to pass through it in forward direction only, and in reverse direction it will block the signal, right? Now why it block the signal and why it will allow the microwave signal to pass through it in forward direction only? For that particular status you have to know the structure of isolator. Now that I will explain while saying about the experiment of isolator. Now this is your second component. First we have seen signal generator, followed by isolator, and next we have variable precision attenuator, right? And the next we have variable precision attenuator, right? Now this is your variable precision attenuator. Now what it will do, right? This variable precision attenuator, now the signal is generated, right? Microwave signal is generated using your signal generator. Microwave signal is generated using your signal generator, and it is passed through this isolator, and it will allow the signal in forward direction only, and it will block the signal in reverse direction, right? That means there won't be any reflected waves when the signal is passed through isolator. Now once the signal is allowed through this isolator, now this is given to variable precision attenuator. Now what it will do, among this particular signal, now it will select a desired frequency, right? Now the signal is passed from isolator to variable precision attenuator. Now it will select the desired frequency and confines that output to around 0 to 50 dB. It will select a desired frequency. Now what it will do, it will confine to a output around 0 to 50 dB, and this can be adjusted according to the requirement. Now what it will do, once the signal is passed from isolator to variable precision attenuator, now it will select a desired frequency and it confines that output around 0 to 50 dB, right? Around output to 0 to 50 dB. That is the operation done by your variable precision attenuator. Now coming to variable flap attenuator, see, you will have a attenuator, right? You will have variable flap attenuator, and another one is you will have vane type attenuator. And you will have rotary attenuator, right? Now these are three different types of attenuator, right? And three different types of variable attenuator, right? Only variable attenuator. Variable flap attenuator and vane type attenuator are used for rectangular waveguide. If you are using the transmission line as of rectangular waveguide, that's why you are using variable flap attenuator and vane type attenuator. Among these two, preferred one is flap attenuator, right? Now if you are using a transmission line of circular waveguide to transmit the microwave signal, here you will use a rectangular waveguide. In your lab we will use a rectangular waveguide, we won't use any circular waveguide, right? You will use a rectangular waveguide for transmission of the signal. Now if you are using a circular waveguide, generally that is not used in the practice because analyzation of the signal becomes very difficult, right? Now if you are using in case if you are using a circular waveguide, we will go for rotary attenuator, right? We will go for rotary attenuator. Now what it will do, coming to variable flap attenuator, now this sets the amount of attenuation, right? Now it will confines this 0 to 50 dB. Now the attenuation is set by this particular variable attenuator, right? Now it will set the amount of attenuation, and find at finest adjustment, you will have a knob, right? Using that knob you can adjust the attenuation using variable flap attenuator, right? Now coming to frequency meter, now what it will do, it will measure the, here also you will have a knob, right? I will see the real time microwave test bench, then you will come to know, right? Now frequency meter is used to measure the frequency of the signal, right? Now coming to, this is your slotted line section, right? This is your slotted line section. Now if you see this is nothing but rectangular waveguide. To this rectangular waveguide we are making this particular cut and we are inserting this, right? Now coming to this slotted line section, right? Now what happens, now we are transmitting the signal through this particular waveguide, right? Now in this microwave transmission line or the waveguide, now the EM field is considered as, now EM field is nothing but the sum of incident wave and incident wave from the generator and the reflected wave to the generator, right? Now in this particular waveguide or transmission line, now what is EM field? Nothing but incident plus reflected, right? Now the reflections, now if the wave is getting reflected, now that indicates mismatch, right? If you are getting any reflections, now that indicates mismatch, right? Now the standing waves, right? Now there occurs the standing waves, right? And the standing waves are measured, right, using this VSWR meter, right? Now this is connected to VSWR meter using the probe, right? Now this is connected to VSWR meter to this probe, and the standing waves are obtained, right? And obtained, or whatever the standing waves that are obtained, those are measured to know the imperfection. See, if you know the standing waves, then we can know the then we will have a knowledge on impedance mismatch, right? If we know the standing waves, then we will have a knowledge on impedance mismatch. That's why we will measure standing waves, right? Now using this slotted line section, now this helps in measuring of standing wave ratio of a microwave device, right? Now you will have a microwave transmission line. Now how you will measure, you will have a tunable probe, right? This is a tunable probe, or we call it as coupling probe also, right? Now this is moving along this, see, if you, this is your knob, if you rotate this will move along this waveguide, right? This will move along this waveguide, and this can be used to detect the standing wave ratio present inside the waveguide. How you will measure the standing wave ratio? Here you will have a knob, right? If you rotate this particular action will move along this what we call waveguide or the transmission line, right? Now using this tuning probe we can detect the standing wave ratio. Why? This is connected to VSWR meter using crystal detector probe, right? Now the signal transmitted by the waveguide, whatever they are, those are connected to VSWR meter using probe, right? Now what a VSWR meter will do, it will show the reading of standing wave ratio, and those are shown under D, right? Now we have crystal detector probe and crystal detector mount, and these two are connected. See, these two are connected again through a probe, right? These two are shown in the figure. These two are again connected, right? Now connected through the, and this is used to detect the signal, right? Whatever the probe and crystal detector mount, those are connected again, and these are used to detect the signal. Now the output of the crystal detector, see, output of the you will have again experiment on characteristics of crystal detector. You have to remember this. Now the output of crystal detector, now the output of crystal detector is proportional to square of input voltage. You have to remember this point. Always the output of crystal detector is proportional to square of input voltage, and the output of VSWR, now VSWR is nothing but Vmax by Vmin. Since it is root, you will get under root of Vmax by Vmin. This is how you will calculate VSWR. That is first experiment, study of standing wave pattern. First experiment, study of standing wave pattern. Now this is how you will calculate VSWR using this experiment. Always the output of crystal detector is proportional to square of input voltage. Now the VSWR can be calculated using under root of V max by V min. The first experiment is your study of standing wave pattern, right? Now let me show the real time. Now let me show the real-time microwave test bench and let me briefly explain. Right now this is about your microwave test bench. In our lab, the total experiments, you'll have around 15 experiments, around 15 or 16, 10, 15 experiments you will have. Now all these 15 experiments are done on this under this microwave test bench only, and all the what we call figures, right, all the figures of your particular experiment contains all this, only extra device will get added based on your experiment. See, if you are using now using this equipment only, right, using this equipment only, you can first two experiments are done. Now coming to next one, you have a isolator, right, you have a isolator. Now next you have directional coupler. Only one device based on your experiment, only one device will get added to it, except that this test bench is followed for every diagram of your experiment, right? Now let me show the real time microwave test bench. Now let me show the real time microwave test bench. Now I think this is visible, right? Now let me wait a minute. Now I think okay, now this is visible to you. Now this is your first, either it may be, see, based on your test bench, this is your signal generator, right? Now first block diagram is signal generator. Now what signal generator will do, it will generate signal, right? Now you have to generate a signal using klystron power supply or gun power supply, right? Using klystron power supply or gun power supply. Okay, wait a minute.